Yellow Productions presents
the town of Nazare in Portugal. I'm Chris.
I'm Topher.
And today we're going to show you around the sights of Nazare. Nazare is a historic fishing town famous for its white streets. The streets are very narrow and they're almost all white. It's a great place to just stroll around and enjoy the old historic town. Just a note, Google Maps or GPS will actually route you down these streets, so be sure you know about how wide your car is because the streets aren't much wider than most cars. It's also situated right on the beach with a beautiful beach for sunbathing and swimming. The other big attraction in Nazare is the funicular that you can ride to the upper town of Sitio. It goes every 15 minutes, and so it's almost two towns in one. What a great attraction. This is Nazare, this is the funicular, and this is the upper town of Sitio. Nazare has some big, wide, beautiful beaches. The water looks very blue, though I would say at the end of May, early June, it's probably still very cold. I didn't go in it, but the one person who was in it was like a 50-year-old man, and he was screaming like a 13-year-old girl. I'm sure there's a warm time of year, but this isn't it. Something that's very interesting here that I've never seen at other beaches before are people bring these little barricades to set up to block themselves from the wind. So something tells me it can get quite windy at this beach. Be prepared. Nazare is famous for its seafood. Being right by the sea, you could probably guess why. Along the main square here, there's a number of different restaurants that are serving up all manner of fresh grilled seafood, but for the best seafood, head just a couple blocks down there to Restaurante a Tasquinha. I think that's how it's pronounced, I'm not sure, but what I do know about it is it's the best seafood that I've had in my entire trip to Portugal, and pretty cheap for the good seafood that they have. One of their specialties is a grilled shrimp dish that has kind of a mayonnaise, potato, fruit salad in the middle. They have grilled tiger prawns. You have to get the grilled tiger prawns. And their other specialty is their seafood rice. If it's two people, you can get the portion for one because the portion's huge. It's like a seafood soup with rice, not too fishy, delicious. The restaurants on the square cook up all manner of seafood. Here you can see lobster, shrimp. Something interesting that I've never seen before that they do in this area is shrimp on a skewer, kind of Middle Eastern style. A section of the beach about a half kilometer from the old town, there's an area of sardine drying racks where they dry sardines, whole or filleted.
And you can even buy some of these sardines right here at the beach. The women sitting in front of the racks are selling them. Just don't expect to eat them right away. Because they're dried, you have to rehydrate them in water before eating. Once you've had your fill of the beach and wandered all the old white streets in the old town, take the funicular up to the old town of Sitio on the top of the hill.
The funicular runs every 15 minutes, both up and down at the same time. You buy your tickets at a little ticket booth or from the person actually driving the funicular at the time. The price is €1.20 each way. You can buy a round trip ticket and then you don't have to buy tickets when you're coming down. Something else to be aware of is they have toilets at both stations at the top and the bottom. The funicular ride is worth it, if nothing else, to admire this amazing view. And it is truly amazing. From up here, the streets, they're so narrow down in that town that all you can see are the tops of red roofs, a street, and a beach. That's the town. I think there's some restaurants in there too. One that has really good seafood, don't forget. The viewpoint is just a block to the left once you come out of the funicular stop. There's a cafe, street vendors, and some nice seats that you can sit while you're enjoying the view. There's also a nice cliffside path that you can stroll on over the beach. I say a cliffside path because it actually projects out over the cliffs. Hope there's no earthquakes when you're here. Walk a little further down that path and it'll open up into this big main square with a big church on it, flanked by souvenir shops pretty much on all sides. So if you're looking for souvenirs in Nazare, this is the place to get them. Authentic capes and dolls are the two things to pick up here. Just a few blocks from the funicular, there's this big square that opens up, and on this big square is a big church, and not just any church, but inside this church there's a statue that a monk carried here in the 4th century of the Virgin Mary from Nazareth. and that is why this town, Nazare, has the name Nazare. It comes from that statue. It was originally placed in a small grotto by the cliff, but when they built this new big church, they placed it inside the church. And extra special, for the low price of €1, you can go inside the church up behind the altar and see the Virgin Mary statue from the top of the altar. I've never been in a church altar before, so it's interesting to get the perspective of the church from that angle as well. For those that are regular viewers of Yellow Productions, you'll know that we have two traveling companions, Topher, the bamboo-eating panda, and Ushi, the fish-eating seal. Ushi was not with us while we were eating the seafood because he had some seafood in Lisbon last night and he wanted to enjoy the waves in Nazare because Nazare is famous for some of the world's biggest waves. Actually, a Hawaiian surfer is in the world records for riding a 73-foot wave here in Nazare. So Ushi was having some fun in those waves. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Links are in the description. Thank you. Bye-bye.